Hey YouTubers, well, I've gone and bought myself another Ridgeline. This is number 3 for me. I had a 2012, a 2018, and this is a 2025. And after I've put some miles on this thing in about a month or so, I'll do a video on my first impressions of it. But there's certain accessories I had on the previous 2 Ridgelines that I absolutely knew I had to have. And I've ordered some of those, and they're starting to kind of roll in here. And the first thing to show up are these 2 console organizer trays. Now, the previous Ridgeline had a large cavernous console hole and a small sliding tray that you could move front or back to get to the things underneath. And I really kind of like that design. That's one of the things I think I prefer on the previous Ridgeline. This one has a 10.5 inch by 8 inch by 7 inch deep hole and no tray on top. And both of these accessory trays I purchased from Amazon. They have slightly different designs, but both of them have a divider that goes in the bottom part and divides that one big section into 4 smaller sections, and they have a tray that goes over that. The tray, though, covers the entire compartment. And so, whereas before with the other Ridgeline, I could take that small tray that was in there and slide it forward or backward to get to something in the bottom, on this one, you're really going to have to pull over and stop and lift the tray out to get to the bottom part. So that's one point for the previous Ridgeline. I think they went a step backwards by not including a small sliding tray. And if I can find something like that, I'll buy it. But right now, all I could find was the ones with the large trays. So let's put these together and look at the similarities and differences. So here's a better look at the 2 console dividers. Now this one is made by a company called PeakPurit. And you can see that it has one long compartment here, and then 2 sort of squarish compartments. It includes foam padding, which I believe you're supposed to put in the coin compartment to reduce the coins from rattling. Neither one came with any instructions. And it has a little hidden compartment underneath here that you can access. So a little bit more effort went in the design on this one. The 4-way divider that goes underneath this is a little smaller and shorter on this console divider. Now this one is made by a company called RunRoad, and you see it's a little bit simpler design with larger areas for putting your stuff, and the divider for it is a little bit taller. So let's go have a look at the console as it is now, and then we'll install each of these and have a look at them installed. Okay, clearly this isn't going to work. Everything ends up all jumbled up, and whatever you need, I can guarantee is going to end up at the bottom. So let me get everything out of here and let's try out these console organizers. All right, first up we've got the PeakPurit. So here's the divider, and that fits well. Little rattle there. It might be worth removing. Nope, still rattles. That might be what these little felt strips are for that came with this one. Perhaps you're supposed to put those on the sides here, because this one definitely has a rattle to it. All right, a tray comes in. A good fit on that tray, and you can store some items here in the factory little lip there without them interfering with the divider. So that's a surprisingly good fit there. I'm kind of surprised that it rattles on the bottom like it does. All right. Okay. No rattle on that one, and this one comes all the way up the same height as the factory lip right here. We drop that in there. That's a good fit. There's a little rattle there, but I don't really think that's going to move side to side and make any noise when you're driving normally. Like I said, I really wish they made one that went halfway across it. You could slide forward and backward, but the design of this console just doesn't lend itself to that. So of the 2, it's hard to make a choice. I like the added secret compartment that this one has. but it is a little difficult to get to. I think all in all, I prefer the RunRoad. I like the larger areas here for storage, and I like the taller divider that doesn't rattle around. So I think this one's going to stay in the truck. Okay, I hope you found that helpful. Please like and subscribe so you'll know when I post new videos. Thanks.